Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We really do appreciate it. Would you mind just giving us your name and telling us a little bit about the work that you do?
Sure. My name is Penda Lynn James, and I'm a small publisher. I own a company called Inscribed Inspiration LLC. So I work with authors to coach them and coach their book out of them.
Wonderful, wonderful. What's the most influential book that you have read and why?
The Path by Lori Beth Jones is my ultimate, absolute favorite book. I read it twice a year, like every 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason why I love the book so much is because it forces me to think specifically in words that help me define my mission and my why. Why do I exist as a person? And then as a businesswoman, why do I want to keep doing this?
Oh, wow. Now, what's the name of the book again?
The Path.
The Path. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, yeah.
What are your hopes and dreams for the communities that we serve? And how does your work influence that?
I really coach what I call scribes. So people who come to me for business, they're not just writers. They're not just poets. They're not just people who are working on, speeches or dissertations. They are people who are etching words in stone. And we just lost Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
And we don't have many people left that are etching words in stone, that are changing communities and changing the way that people think about themselves and about their community, about who they are. And so that's what my desire is for Inscribed Inspiration, is to inscribe, impact, and empower.
Inscribe, impact, empower.
And inspire.
And inspire. I love that. That sort of goes into my next question as well. And that was good information right there. But if you want to add more to it, you can. What type of legacy would you like to leave behind?
I want, when people pick up my words or the words of the scribes that I work with, that they have the inspiration to keep the circle going.
Yes.
We're not passing our lessons on anymore. As writers, as the scribes back in the olden days, they were the ones that kept the history.
Yes.
And so that's why I call them scribes.
Yes.
I am working with people to teach them how to put their words down on paper so that they can speak life into the readers.
So thankful for the work that you're doing. What advice would you give someone that is interested in starting their own business?
You need to find someone like Bernard Alexander, who is the king of networking, who can teach you how to walk into a room and command the space, not only for your business, but for you as an individual. You need mentors, you need to count the cost, and you need to be passionate about what you're doing, or it's not going to work. Because you're going to have moments in your life where it's going to be painful and you're going to want to quit.
Yes.
People are going to disappoint you, but if it's in you and it's stirring in you, there's no reason why you'll want to quit, because you'll know this is the path that you're supposed to be walking.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What type of capital did you have to start doing the work that you're doing? Or did you have capital?
I didn't, when I first started, have capital, but I knew that I needed to get some. So one of the things that I did was I cashed in an old insurance policy.
Yes. And
I used that money specifically to get my LLC, to make my business legitimate, to get my my logo designed and all that kind of stuff. And every time, if I sell a book, the money goes right back into the business. If I coach someone and they give me their fee, the money goes right back to the business. I don't eat out a lot. I don't shop a lot. So I'm trying to build what I need so that later I can live that way. So I'm sacrificing right now so that Inscribed Inspiration can be off the ground and be running. That's my purpose right now, not, driving a fancy car. I'm trying to build a legacy for my family, my daughter, and I'm trying to make sure that my words are etched in stone. And in order to do that, I got to put some money away.
Thank you so much for sharing that information. What type of marketing strategies do you use to attract new customers?
I just started using Twitter, And there are different hashtags for each kind of industry that people are involved in. So if you're a writer, you can use the hashtag am writing. If you're an athlete, maybe there's one that says I'm running. I don't know. So if you find people that are in your industry, then you know what they're doing, what the lingo is of that. And so I use that on Twitter. I just started a Facebook fan page for my newest book, Girl Pray For Me.
Okay.
But most of my business comes really from word of mouth.
Okay. So your newest book is what is your new book called again?
Girl Pray For Me.
Is that it right there?
Yes.
Would you mind holding it up for me?
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to say about your book?
Girl Pray For Me was written in response to people who have excuses as to why they can't pursue their dreams. Money can be an obstacle, but it's not a reason why.
Yes.
You know, a lack of education can be, a challenge, but it's not a reason why. So we have dreams, and we need to get into the right circle so that we can pursue them. And I wrote Girl Pray For Me for that reason.
Wow. Awesome work. How would you assess the state of your current business at this point?
That it's in reevaluation. I'm restructuring my why. It's the time that I am rereading the path.
Yes.
And I think right now I want to make sure that my business has a sustainable and a proprietary reason to exist. And so I'm restructuring and I'm reevaluating the people that are in my circle to make sure that I have King V who can connect me with other authors who might need me. And that's where I am. I'm thinking about my why again, to make sure that I think as a business person, you have to reevaluate who you are. And you need to take classes. You can't stay in the same skill set because your skills can be antiquated, and that's where I am. I'm trying to make sure that I don't become antiquated.
Yes, keeping it fresh.
I want to keep it fresh.
Would you mind saying a few words about the work of Bernard Alexander?
Oh, I could give you many words on what I call him King V. I just feel like he's the king of networking, but I met him before I gave him that name when he was just Bernard Alexander, but now he's King V. And what he has done for me as a businesswoman is he gave me courage to step out of my fear. My daughter uses the term, she drank some fear juice, and we flip that around and say, now you're drinking the juice of courage.
The juice of
courage. And when he introduces me to people and he'll speak my name with who I am, and he'll say, this is Penda James, she is an author. This is Penda James, she is a publisher. So he speaks life into me and into my business, which is part of the reason why I still exist. So his coaching, when I sit down with him, he has creative and witty ideas to help me think outside of the box so that I can remain fresh.
Yes.
And that's why I value him and his presence in my life and in the life of my business, Inscribed Inspiration.
Wow. Thank you so much for this wealth of knowledge that you have shared with us this evening. It is greatly appreciated.
I appreciate you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I tell you what, you definitely